I hope you guys had a good pre-Christmas. It's still Wednesday for me right now, but in preparation of Black Friday, I'm gonna do what I'm calling a Black December, which is from today, when you're watching this, all the way to the end of December. I'm gonna be doing a 25% off at the Teespring store. Merch available, first link down below. So there's regular shirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, stickers, a few different designs. If anybody wants anything, use the promo code SANTA69. Santa 1 through 68 we're taking. And you'll get 25% off at the checkout and you'll stay nice and warm this winter season. Well, the plan was I need to change the oil, battery, and rotate the tires on the wife's Focus ST. But there's some rust up on the lift. It needed a new ring and pinion, I think he said. That is such a tiny little center section. The spider gears seem happy. Wonder where the old ring is, or pinion. Yeah, the oil on the Focus, I can wait a few more days because it's not gonna get driven hardly at all until probably Monday. But the battery, I definitely have to replace. That thing, if it sits for more than a day, it goes dead. Joys of winter. Looks like this guy has trailer tires on his truck. Alright, got the battery changed in the Focus. That was the main priority with that. So now we can turn our attention a little bit back to Jack Black here and try to get started on cleaning up this engine bay a little bit. I'd like to get rid of all the unnecessary wiring, which is pretty much everything here, I think. And like old brake lines that were never taken out, things like that. Okay, now that we're in the engine bay, we can get a better look at all the wiring and all the fuel lines and everything. Better idea of what needs to be done. Took this cover off to see everything. I think 2 of these are fuel pump relays. I think it said that was a fuel pump fuse. Pretty much all of it isn't needed. The only things we're gonna need is power to the distributor and starter, like headlights, taillights, and we have the fuel pump hot wired already, so we don't need most of this anyway. I'm gonna try to keep the wipers, but aside from that, pretty much everything can go bye-bye. Alright, so quick update. Obviously we got rid of 90% of the wires. This is just a positive distribution box sort of deal. This is a positive from the battery, and then this is positive to the alternator. And let's see, I think this goes to the key, this goes to the starter, Obviously gonna try to keep the wipers. And then we took apart the main plug here from the fuse box, cut out everything we're not going to be using. And then this just goes to the headlights. This one goes to the tail lights. So we're pretty much down as light on wires as we want to go. We even cut the wires for the transmission because we're going to be running Turbo 400. We don't really care about reverse lights, speedometer. That's what the time slip's for. If we really want to, we can hook up like a GPS speedometer. There we go. And this is all the wiring to the computer.
Yeah, and it went that way.
Yeah.
So we're gonna trace that down, disconnect all that shit.
Yeah. And we'll make a little block off plate for that. But yeah, a lot of progress. I bet we half pound of wiring, give or take, with all those 80s plugs. But yeah, for now, just going to get this stuff kind of zip tied up roughly where it needs to be, and then gonna wait until we can get an engine in here and then finish routing everything, shorten wires that don't need to be as long as they are, try and just make things a little bit nicer. Then these fuel lines, man. But yeah, I've got some tabs up there. You good? All right. But yeah, got some tabs up here for routing these. Probably cut that end off and just run them as like a horseshoe tab or whatever you want to call them. Try and just keep it close to the firewall, off the exhaust. It was zip tied to the steering column here, which, I mean, it worked. But yeah, lots of progress. Lots of tedious little progress. Surprisingly, wiring has been one of the messier jobs on this truck so far. The only wiring left is the wiring that we're gonna need. Got pretty much all of the engine bay soaking with some simple green. This is the stuff we used when I worked at Line to Line to clean all the greasy pistons and everything. I do not miss how it smells, but got pretty much everything soaking. And then we'll let it soak, and then maybe tomorrow or so we'll get it power washed. I do want to see how well it's going to clean up this reservoir. Just out of curiosity. Just soak the heck out of it. And then that firewall's pretty grungy too. This was a brand new bottle. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it'll clean up. It'll clean up. Let's try a little bit cleaner of a cloth. Yeah. It'll be good. So yeah, just gonna let this soak. Maybe tomorrow or someday, whenever we get to it, we'll power wash it, clean everything up. And then we're gonna leave the wiring kind of rough like this until we can get the motor in it, and then we'll cut them to the length needed so that, you know, it's just a little bit better of a fitment. I've got a tendency to put a lot of energy in things that don't really matter. Like, I could have just left this all alone, it'd be fine, but for whatever reason, just wanted to clean up the engine bay. So that's what we're doing, cleaning up the engine bay. And we did, how much weight do you think we just took out in just wires?
A couple pounds. Counting the computer and all that shit, like 5.
So I think that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.